Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Cohen with Smart FBA, and today I am joined with the lovely Maria. She's been one of our clients now for close to a year, and I just wanted to kind of see some things from your point of view, Maria. Again, you've been great. You've always kind of understood the long-term aspect of FBA. So I guess before, like, what I'm gonna do, if it's okay with you, is just kind of share your store, just so people can see your progress and everything. But yeah, before that,
Yeah.
if you just want to give, like, how your experience has been. I know you've been a client for almost a year now, so yeah, just if you could, share your points of view on everything and just how everything has been on your side, that would be awesome.
Sure. So when my husband and I first started talking about opening up a store, we were approached by a drop shipping automation company. And the whole concept kind of seemed like too good to be true to me, because it's like there's no upfront cost, there's no this, there's no that, there's no liability, no nothing whatsoever. And then that just didn't sit well with us. So we started researching the concepts of selling on Amazon, and we found your profile. And then when we spoke to you, we were like, well, this just makes much more sense, because nothing
Mhm.
in business happens overnight. Like, they were guaranteeing us, our full upfront investment in 6 months, which is possible. But then I was reading horror stories of people like
Yeah.
having 100 grand messed up in Amazon and stuck in there for 3 years because they violated their terms and conditions of the usage of the store. So I was like, well,
Right.
so I really appreciated when we spoke with you that you're very upfront about how FBA goes. It is a much slower model, but it's consistent, and I don't like sweat about it every day, so to
Mhm.
speak. I'm not worried about my store getting shut down.
Yeah.
And realistically, after like the first 7, 8 months, we've been seeing some really, really great profits. We've
Yeah.
been seeing a really good return. Seeing a really good return. We can't be mad about it at all. But it's a slow inclining process. But it's been
Right.
doing great so far.
Yeah, no, that's awesome to hear your point of view, Maria. And I could tell right away. I mean, you're a business owner, you get the longevity. I tell everyone FBA is like, it's sustainable, right? Like with drop
Totally.
shipping, you can definitely do much more revenue very
100%.
quick, but everybody ends up getting suspended eventually. And it's like, would you rather a model where for sure every night you go to bed, you're like basically praying that the next day you're not suspended? Or would you
Right.
rather a model that's more paced? And yeah, it takes a while to scale, but we're gonna just dive into your store here right away.
Cool. Yeah.
And
Go
just
for it.
kind of, yeah, just share how it's looking and everything like that. So I'm gonna share my screen quick here. All right. Um, Okay, perfect. So here we have Maria, your store. Again, just wanted to share the growth of it
Yep.
and everything like that. How it's looked and whatnot, and basically just share this with anybody watching this video. Okay,
Yep.
so that you can see like the scalability aspect. Like the biggest thing is like making sure you can scale, right? That is like the biggest part of any type of Amazon business. And again, I've mentioned this in videos prior, but just make sure if you're ever watching a video and some provider tells you they're doing FBA and they select this, that's a huge red flag, and they never show Amazon. So anyway, uh, checking this out quick just to look at your graph in general, and let's see how your sales have been as you've kind of progressed. So I think we started your store back in like October, if I'm not
I
mistaken,
think it
somewhere
was
around.
November. I think it was November was
Yeah,
our
maybe it
first
was
month.
November.
Yeah, November
Yeah.
was our
Sorry.
first month.
Yeah. So November, you're not even a year in, and you've just seen, I mean, the first 3 to 6 months, as we tell everyone, that's kind of the scaling period, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to see a whole ton of growth. This is where we're building metrics out and making sure your store is performing. And if I'm not, I believe your store has like excellent ratings and has, I think, a 5-star review, but, anyway, checking this out, the growth along the way. So I mean, that this is what consistency means, guys. Like every single month pretty much you've progressed. I mean, very marginal dip, not even a dip here. You still went up from the previous month, like
Yep.
every month.
Every month for like the last, I
Yeah.
think it was like the last 7 months we've gone up.
Yeah. And like, what kind of a business can you get involved in that does that, right? And I'm not saying this is going to happen to every single store out there. I'm just saying this is what we've seen from consistency. And over the last, you know, I think 5, 6 months, like you've put in the exact same amount of inventory, right? It's
Yep.
just been consistently growing And that's what this model is all about. It's not looking at this. This is what everybody looks at when they get into a store. They look at, what am I going to make? Okay, I got involved in October. I want to know how much I'll make by December. It's like, don't focus on that. Make your focus long term, because like, the whole idea is to have a store for years to come. It's not to make a ton, hit an ROI instantly, and then just get out. Like that's just like a bad way to look at it. And it's not going to work if you're doing FBA, right? I mean, you need tons of inventory. You need a consistency with Amazon. You need to consistently send product to Amazon. And basically, you'll see the sales come up. And that's just how it is. We haven't even hit Q4, by the way. Like,
No, I know.
I'm
I'm
really,
excited.
yeah, for October, November, December, like, obviously last year you kind of just got started then, but this year, we'll most likely see a much higher, growth and everything like that on your store because of that. So the fact, again, that you have not purchased any more inventory than the previous month, and you've just seen this graph come upwards. I mean, this is what we've seen time and time again, is what consistency really means to a store. And I wish more people were business minded like you, Maria, because quite in fact, a lot of people aren't. They get involved in any business and they just expect the short term. They don't look at long term. So again, I always like to put out this type of information just so you guys can, look at your store like Maria did. And again, store that's just been consistently growing. Just look at the long term aspect. Don't think of the short term, and allow it to grow, allow it to compound, and never forget to put in inventory orders. Make sure inventory is always really high. And yeah, basically that's it as far as the growth aspect. But I'm excited to see your next quarter, how everything looks. We still got a week left. I think you're going to probably push over 12,000 this month. If you're at, it's right now September 24th. We still have over a week, or close to a week. So I mean, you're almost at 10,000 in sales this month already, and we still have about what 6 days of this month. So yeah, no, definitely excited for this and just the graph overall. So I just wanted to share your store quick.
No,
Again,
totally.
didn't want to make this too long or anything like that. But yeah, if you have anything else to say, because again, you came from, you basically didn't, you've never been in e-commerce before this, right?
No.
And if you want to kind of just share, I guess, like what made you come in, and I guess anything you've learned along the way, maybe just for people, because there's a lot of people that always look to get involved and they don't quite know how to. And I don't know, maybe if you just want to share like what made you commit, and I guess how you feel about it and everything.
Yeah. So like I said, e-commerce was brought to me by, like I said, a drop shipping automation company.
Mhm.
And he was like, this is what we do, and whatever else. And I spoke to a lot of other automation providers, and they were all selling me the exact same thing, was that you're going to make so much money, and this is the most amazing thing in the entire world, and you just need a line of credit and whatever else, and we guarantee you this ROI. And being in business for as long as I've been in business, nothing is that good. And I'm also a salesperson, so I'm not just in business, but I'm in sales. So I know when I'm being sold, and when someone's trying to when they're not giving you the entire story, when every answer you get is positive, you're going to get messed up with in the end. And then when we spoke to you, you just genuinely gave us exactly what we wanted to hear. You did not give roses and butterflies. You told us this is a business, and I know from just from my experience that a business usually takes 2 to 3 years to turn a profit. Usually people don't take, usually you don't take profits for the first 2 years if you're lucky. And I'm totally okay with that. And that was just something that I was ready to take on, and it was a very real business model. And that's really what I appreciated about this, is that it was a true business model. You don't expect to get rich overnight. Nobody gets rich overnight. It just doesn't happen. But you can create forms of income. And the more that I looked into FBA versus drop shipping, it was just it was a safer bet, because I want this for 10, 15 years. At the rate we're going, my mortgage will be paid through this store, within the next year. If we keep scaling the same way, I'm going to be able to pay my mortgage through this. And that's just that's the greatest possible thing. I live on Long Island, so anybody else who lives in New York knows that my mortgage is probably a lot more, just because I pay double in taxes than anybody else in the country does. But I mean, that's you just can't expect anything to happen overnight. And you didn't even remotely insinuate that which is what made us feel so confident. And you and your team you've been great. I think if I have an issue, I get a response in less than a half hour, 9 out of 10 times, if it's not less than 10 minutes, and you can't ask for better customer service than that either.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much,
No
Maria,
problem.
for just your point of view and everything like that. Thank you for sharing, because again, there's a lot of people that are kind of in your realm and everything. And yeah, they're just intimidated to join, and they get oversold by these people. And then they come to us later on when they're suspended, and it's hard to do anything if you've got a suspended store. So
Don't be
anyway,
intimidated.
Maria, no, yeah, exactly. So awesome, Maria. Thank you so much for
You got it,
jumping on
Cohen.
today. And
Thank
yeah, looking
you.
forward to seeing your store grow in the next few
Me
months.
too.
Awesome.
Have a good
Awesome,
one.
Maria. Yeah, you too. Take care. Thanks a lot.
Take care. Bye.
Okay.